Yo, yo. I don't know how much time I got. Just wanted to come on here and talk shit, you know, before it starts storming. Hit that like button, what it is. Just wanted to come on here and pop some shit, you know what I mean? Say I told everybody. That's all. You know what I mean? We made this live 3 minutes. Just wanted to come here and say I told everybody. I really want the Diddy antagonists. I need them over here, man. I really want all the people over here throughout the past 7 months, 8 months, however long Diddy been fighting this case. That was over here talking about like how you know this. Yo, that's not true. What about the kids? Hey, I'm starting to see that in a lot of people's comments. A lot of these bloggers that been pushing that children shit. People was starting to question them like, yo, when the kids gonna come up? Like, yo, we been waiting to hear about the kids. Ain't no motherfucking kids, man. In Diddy case. Hold up. So the United States government, what's up, bro? United States government bombshell witness took the stand today. The bombshell witness took the stand, y'all. The one who mainstream media said was gonna tie it all together and make it a Rico. The guy that they called the drug mule. Y'all remember that? Brendon Paul, the drug mule. Yo, come to find out, y'all, Brendon Paul got arrested with a motherfucking you already know. Brendon Paul got arrested, y'all, with a half a gram of cocaine. Hey, yo, I thought it was an ounce. Yo, he got arrested with a half a gram of cocaine, y'all. The man said he only brought cocaine and drugs for Diddy 5 times. They called the nigga a drug mule. Yo, wordplay means something. God damn. Yeah, I guess ready to go down out this bitch. Siobhan, what it is? Your words mean something, y'all. And the media has always been good with words. They always been good with words, man. So let me show y'all what happened at court today. Hey, yo, but remember, yo, I've been telling people he wasn't no drug mule. I've been telling people he wasn't no drug mule, man. Motherfuckers ain't believe us, though. You know, we've been pushing that shit for a while. They ain't no motherfucking drug mule. They got sentenced to a diversion program. Man, fuck no. Oh, yeah. Man, appreciate it. Yeah, Fat Joe got us off in hot water. The feds might investigate if they can find Diddy guilty. Fat Joe gonna be next. They really pressing this line on some on financial abuse. I guess is what you'll call it. Financial manipulation. Mm-hmm. I've been telling y'all from the beginning, man. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. We supposed to have 5,000 people over this bitch. I ain't seen no other pages. You know what I mean? Not saying that it wasn't. But yo, the way how hard we was going, telling everybody like, yo, this ain't true. That's a lie. This is they mischaracterized that. Yo, wasn't nobody else doing that. Everybody else that I seen was running with mainstream media, or they wasn't really trying to touch it. They really wasn't trying to say, yo, this person lying. I did a video in January that said Cassie love the freak offs. In January. The why? Because it was in paperwork. It's ready to start raining. It was in paperwork. Diddy filed a motion. And people like, well, what you mean? I mean, what is lawyer supposed to say? He can't lie because the judge see the evidence too. I've been saying they ain't getting no tapes out of Diddy house. All the tapes came from Cassie. What you mean? Yo, they got 200 gigabytes of data. Yo, they ain't introduced none of that shit in court. They got 2,000 gigabytes. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the 2,000 gigabytes? Yo, they got 2,000 gigabytes. Yo, I'm telling you. They got this, they got that. They ain't got shit. They ain't got a goddamn thing. And it's been proven in this court, since court been in session, that they ain't got a goddamn thing. Hold up. Sean G did a live on it. Listen to this.
Hugo is car insurance that lets you pay at your own pace. Tired of big monthly?
Monday the 20th. This direct supervisor.
This Brendon
job was
testimony.
to organize suitcases, work with the chefs, pack Puffy's weed, go.
Hey yo, hey what I snitch on Richie about? you got elaborate, man. If you say I snitched on Richie, whoever the fuck Richie is, what I snitch on about, man? What I say Richie did? Fuck why I snitch on Richie. I don't know about. I don't know the motherfucking Richie. What's up? Can't believe he did not deserve that. Yeah, y'all funny as shit. Hey, listen.
Go to the drugstore for Puff, do errands for Puff. Go and set up for the hotel nights with the baby oil, the Astro Glide, the lights.
Remember, y'all.
You understand?
Tissa Tells told her viewers he was ready to break the case. He was ready to tie the knot. You know what I mean? He was gonna be the proverbial hole in Diddy. That's what he said. He was going to nail him to the cross. Yo, another blunder by the prosecution. Man wasn't no fucking mule. Like, yo, they really told the world that this man was a drug mule. A mule? Like he moving fucking 1,000 keys. Yo, Diddy bought drugs for personal use, man. And this guy brought drugs from they don't even got the people that Diddy brought drugs from. Like the real people, not the people that got Diddy drugs. They didn't even go grab the people that Diddy brought drugs from. Like, listen to this shit though. Listen to his testimony. Hopefully I got enough time to play it.
Toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrush, right? And then when Puff was finished doing the hotel night, he would go in and clean up all the towels, the baby oil, and the sheets.
Yeah, how many people they gonna get to testify to? Like, didn't Capricorn Clark testify to the same thing? Like, they keep bringing people in here to give the same testimony over and over and over. They don't have no fucking case. The same testimony.
He made sure Puff What's up, baby? I see you. I see you. He's to make sure Puffy was on time for all of his appointments, that his travel was set up with Jessica Ruiz, who was the travel manager. He coordinated Puffy's workouts, his meal plans, and he worked with Puffy on the music. Being that he was a basketball player, he worked with Puffy on the workout tip.
I told y'all from the beginning.
My man recorded me right there.
I told y'all from the beginning.
You come over here, you ain't got to record on the...
I told y'all from the beginning what the media was doing. It was media manipulation. That's what it was the whole time. They know what it is. It was the media lying and blogs that's paid for lying, creating a false narrative. God damn, man. Running hard as a bitch.
He laying up his two of them too. Whenever you see two dudes, they look like ages, right? He laying against that pole. I ain't doing nothing wrong. I don't do nothing wrong. I retired as a criminal. Brendon Paul worked with other assistants, Johnny Perez, who we spoke about.
Yeah, is that rain bothering y'all? Is that rain too loud? I'm ready to go in the office. Hold on. Yeah. Trying to get caught up in that shit, man. I'm ready to go. Oh, that shit bothering me. That shit loud as a bit. I want y'all to hear this though, y'all. The crazy thing about it, I talked to Sean G yesterday. And I told Sean G, that nigga want no fucking mule. Shit. Yeah, I told Sean G yesterday. I said, man, they want no motherfucking. His ass want no motherfucking drug mule. Alright, so listen to this. Man, this rain out of control, man. I'm about sick of it. Especially when you got work in this shit.
About last week, who was a government witness, Jonathan Perez ended up being more of a Puffy witness than a government witness because he told the assistant U.S. attorney last week, I think it was it Spicer, that he didn't even want to be here. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to testify against Puff. He feel good about Puff. He liked Puff. He don't even want to do this. And that he still feel good about Puff. They asked Brendon Paul at the end of the second read the rec, U.S. Attorney Slavic asked Brendon Paul, how do you feel? Where them dudes go? They went up there. Them some federal agents probably, man. They over there reporting. Asked Brendon Paul, how do you feel about Puff? He said it's complicated. He worked between 80 and 100 hours a week, 4 to 6 days a week, and he was always on call. When he started, he was making $75,000 a year. He got promoted, and he started making $100,000 a year.
I don't think Diddy gonna get no time. If Diddy get found guilty of anything, it's gonna be a minor charge. If Diddy get found guilty of anything, it's gonna be transporting prostitutes through state lines, and that ain't. She might get time served for that. But this RICO conspiracy, sex trafficking, man, he gonna beat that shit, cause that's bogus. I told you, I really think this trial was really just about slandering his name. His image is tarnished forever. You know what I mean? It's really, but I don't think the goal was necessarily to send Diddy to prison. It was all slander. If you pay attention to what was going on, it was all slander. Everything from start to finish. Tony Busby, Gloria Elred, Ariel Mitchell, CNN, TMZ, Shade. Like he was getting slandered from everywhere. Oh my God, these motherfuckers is crazy. That's all it was, yo. Like they never had a case ever. That's why they lied to people. That's why they told people it was kids involved. That's why they told people Diddy was freaking off with his industry friends. Yo, none of that was true. None of it was true. And we've been telling people that from the beginning, and they used to give us the blues. Man, I swear I wish we can get all them people back. All them people. Because we remember at that time, we was getting 100,000 views on lives and 80,000 and 60,000. YouTube been playing games since then, but y'all remember? They was coming in, man, they was coming in so fast, chat was moving. I say, man, these people crazy. Y'all gonna be severely disappointed when trial happened and y'all realize I've been telling the truth the whole time.
And his checks were signed by Combs Enterprises. He's been on Puffy's private jet 3 or 4 times. He worked between Puffy's Miami home and Puffy's LA home. He would go with Puffy.
I'm gonna go to what the defense said.
Brendon to set up a King Night. What's up?
No, I'm just listening.
King Night 2 or 3 times on Jane Doe's birthday. Now, how could Jane Doe be forced? How could she be trafficked? Check me out.
What's up, Sean?
Brendon Paul said on Jane Doe's birthday, Puffy sent her a gift. He made reservations.
And this is the witness, y'all, that Tissa Towers told everybody is gonna break the case. He gonna tie all of Rico together. This is what she told her people. 100-something thousand people watched that nonsense. Cash App to send the money to lie.
Restaurant, I guess that's a high-end restaurant, and they had a King Night.
What it is.
They used to do the King Nights at La Hermitage and the Edition in Miami, Los Angeles, or at Jane Doe's crib. Assistant U.S. Attorney Slavic says, how many times a month would you set up a King Night between Jane Doe and Puff? He said about once a month. About once a month. And this is trafficking. Come on, man.
Once a month,
Stop,
you set up
man.
a King
Stop.
Night.
Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, man. It's in the notes. I got 500. I got 485 pictures of baby oil and Astroglide, baby oil, cologne, liquor, and lights. So the government, all they could do is put up pictures of baby oil and Astroglide. So what?
Yo.
So what?
I told
It's
y'all.
a crime to have.
Ain't nothing wrong with having 20. Ain't nothing wrong with baby oil, man. Diddy, motherfuckers take somebody. Yo, niggas can take a page out of Diddy book with this baby oil shit. I'm telling you, shit might enhance the motherfucking moment. You're. Hey, you stupid as shit.
Oil and Astroglide.
Yeah.
You could get it. If I go buy some baby oil, y'all, I could get charged with RICO. That shit is old. We've been talking about baby oil for 5 weeks now. Stop showing the same thing. The government put up a picture of a sex store. Brendon Paul went into the sex store to buy some sex stuff for Jane Doe. He took a picture. Brendon Paul also took a picture of a hotel night after Jane Doe and Puffy was in there. It was messed up. And she said, well, why did you take this picture of the hotel room? He said, I wanted to send it to Robin, who was Puffy's accountant, to let her know that there may be some damages.
This the drug mule, y'all. That's like a drug mule to me yet.
He bought Brendon Paul for drugs for Puffy. This is y'all's drug mule. This is the drug mule. This is the drug mule. I bought drugs for Puffy for an amount between $100 and $500. This your
What I tell y'all, $100 and $500. Yo, if Brendon Paul is a drug mule, so is Cassie, so is Jane Doe, so is Capricorn Clark. You feel me? Everybody drug mules. Yo, if people was labeling Brendon Paul a drug mule, you gotta name everybody drug mules, man, cause they all bought drugs for Puff. Yo said he spent anywhere from $100 to $500 on drugs, and the media called that boy a drug mule. Who told them to do that? You think they came up with that? You think they came up with that on their own? Like, who told the media to say, look, we gonna label him as Diddy drug mule, and I want y'all to push that shit to the world? Who came up with that concept? Who created that narrative? Because I thought drug mules move keys. You know what I mean? At least 100 keys a week. Not $500 in drugs, man. Not $100 to $500. If that's the case, shit, I was a drug mule. Yo, if that's what, yeah, it's a lot of drug. We got a whole bunch of drug mules running in the community right now, y'all. If we labeling Brendon Paul a drug mule, the dude that you see outside on the corner selling weed, he's a drug mule too. The one that's selling nickels. We ain't talking about no ounces and pounds. We talking about the nickel bag seller. We can now officially label them drug mules. Nigga want no motherfucking drug mule. I told y'all that shit months ago. Niggas like, how you know? Because, yo, what the fuck you mean, how you know? Look at this nigga. You think somebody coming to yo giving him, this is a college basketball player. You think somebody coming to him giving him fucking kilos? You feel me? You think somebody really coming to him giving him pounds of weed, 1,000 pills? Man, fuck no, that boy gonna tell. Just like he telling now. Ain't nobody stupid, man.
a drug mule. $100 and $500. $100. This is your drug mule. This is your drug mule.
This is the guy supposed to break the case. That's what Tell said.
On March 25th, 2024, he was on the private jet with Puffy, KK. They was getting ready to go celebrate. They got arrested. Brendon Paul got arrested for cocaine. He told them it's not mine. But he did not tell the police it was Puffy's. My charges, this is what he said on the stand. My charges have been dropped because I have a really good lawyer. No, Brendon Paul, your charges been dropped is because you became an informant. That's why your charges been dropped. It ain't had nothing to do with your lawyer. You became an informant, a rat, and you agreed to testify against Puffy as a government witness. That's why your charges got dropped. But on the stand, he said, my charges have been dropped because I got a really good lawyer. Man, knock it off. Knock it off. Stop that.
That's not why his charges was dropped.
As a result, as a condition of his charges being dropped, he had to take drug classes
Rock
and
on.
do some kind of pre-trial intervention. Now, the direct examination is over. Assistant U.S. Attorney Slavic says I have no more questions. Cross-examination. Brian Steele.
This girl really told all her viewers that this nigga was gonna break the case. He was gonna tie the Rico together. We watched it on here. I'm like, oh shit, goddamn lie. Yo, she told her viewer. I called, man. I'm like, oh, just come clean. Like, yo, the trial is almost over. Stop lying to your viewers, man. Like, they paying you, man. Like, yo, you ain't got, yo, people don't have no integrity, no respect for their viewers. Like, yo, they are paying you, and you is over this bitch blatantly lying. Well, I don't know if she blatantly lying. Let me take that back. Maybe she just don't know. But if you don't know, you need to listen and stop speaking so motherfucking often. Like, that's the thing about the internet, yo. Everybody got a voice and niggas just be talking. You feel me? Niggas, men be talking, women be talking. Don't nobody know what they talking about. Yo, I've been telling the truth since day fucking one. Since day one, man. Everything I said since day one is playing out in court. Presently. Everything I said. From Cassie enjoyed the freak offs, to he wasn't no drug mule, to it wasn't no kids, to it was only his girlfriends. It wasn't nobody in the industry. Since day one, that's what we've been pushing over here, and that's exactly what we saying in trial. Exactly. But niggas like to come over here like, yo, you don't know what you talking about. Well, obviously I do. Because the trial haven't deviated from the things that we've been saying the whole time.
Brian Steele. You already know.
Listen to Brian Steele.
You already know how Brian Steele get down. Check me out. Hold up. Let me get some water. Check me out. Brendon Paul, you also received ACC academic honors. True? Yes. You're very smart because you're an honor student. True? True. Brendon Paul, it was a great opportunity to work with Puffy. True?
Make sure you hit that like button. Cause when Diddy beat this case, we gonna have a party. You heard me?
It's Brendon Paul. You knew when you got hired to work as one of Puffy's assistants, you knew it was gonna be hard work. True? True. You knew it was gonna be long hours. True? True. You understood you were working with a billionaire. True? True. You understood you were working with an icon. True? True. Brendon Paul, Puffy receives 1,000 text messages a day, and he needs a support staff for that. True? True. Brendon Paul, you enjoyed being with Puffy. True? True. It was amazing. It was an amazing opportunity to work with Puffy. True? True.
This the guy that's gonna break the case, y'all.
Hello, how are you? Welcome to South
Long Crime Network was saying it.
Eddie, what's your name?
Tisa Tells was saying it.
Leanne?
I'm sure it probably was other pages that said, but they the only ones I've been paying attention to. They've been telling y'all for 3 days that yo, he is gonna break the case wide open. Bombshell testimony. Whole time, another dud.
True. You work 4 to 6 days a week, between 80 to 100 hours a week. True? True. Brian Steele. Check out Brian Steele. Brian Steele ain't scared. Yo, every time, what I'm getting ready to tell y'all now, every time
it was all
Brian
bogus.
Steele, when we got to this part, every time he would say something,
it wasn't even. It was a slander campaign, man. It was a slander campaign from the beginning. It stopped raining now. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it was a slander campaign from the beginning, man. That's all it was. That's all it was. Diddy don't have to sex traffic nobody, man. That we talking about a billionaire, man. Like I think people be forgetting that your money matters when you talk about women, just in general. Man, a billionaire, you think he got sex traffic women? Man, fuck no. He just a freaky ass motherfucker. He just a freak. She just was freaky, man. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Hold on. Make sure they ain't giving no. All right.
Every time he would say something, the prosecution, objection, Judge Submarinian,
With a lot of money.
objection, overrule, Brian Steele, question, objection, Judge Submarinian, overrule. Even if he asked the question and the prosecution objected and the judge sustained the objection, meaning he can't ask that question no more, he asked the same question again. He don't care.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Same question.
That's what you're supposed to do. You just gotta reword it. That's what good lawyers do. If they got a pertinent question and it gets overruled, you reword the bitch. Same question, different wording. That's how it's supposed to go.
Same question. Brian Steele. Brendon Paul. You are not a drug mule. True? Objection? Judge Submarinian, overruled. Brian, Judge. Let me do that over. I messed that up. Let me do it over. Let me get some water. I messed that up. Brian Steele. Brendon Paul. You are not a drug mule. Prosecution. Objection. Judge Submarinian. Overruled. Brendon Paul. No, I was not. Brian Steele. Brendon Paul. You are not a major drug trafficker. You weren't selling kilos. Prosecution. Objection. Judge Submarinian. Overruled. Brendon Paul. No, I was not. Brendon Paul. In the 18 months you worked for Puffy, you've only gotten drugs for Puffy 5 times. Isn't that a small amount of times to be working with somebody for so long? Isn't that a minor part? True. Brendon Paul. In your 18 months of buying drugs for Puffy, no more than 5 times, the value of those drugs you bought for Puffy was between $100 and $500. True? Objection? Judge, overruled. Brendon Paul. True. Brendon Paul.
They told the world this man was a drug mule, man. Yo, stop listening to mainstream media, man. And these bloggers that work with mainstream media. I'm telling you, man, I've been trying to warn y'all and explain this shit to y'all for probably a year now. Yo, your favorite blogger might work for CNN. You understand what I'm saying? Your favorite independent blogger might work for Fox News. Yo, they might be backed by a corporation. Yo, they are not who you think they is, man. They on this motherfucking line. They on here lying, man. They slandering Diddy because they don't got a case, so they killed him. They killed him in public opinion.
Isn't that Puffy's personal use in his personal life? Objection? Judge Submarinian. Overruled. Brendon Paul. Yeah, that's my understanding. This was his personal. Brendon Paul. You testified under direct examination that you set up king nights, wild king nights for Puffy. True? True. Brendon Paul. Didn't you say Puffy gets over 1,000 text messages a day? He's a very busy man. He's an icon. He's running a big 5, 6 businesses. True. Isn't the king night, the hotel night, the freak off, isn't that his personal? Did you look at that as business or his personal time? Objection. Judge, overruled. Brendon Paul. Yeah, I thought this was his personal time because he was so busy.
Come on, man. That man can't have a Wild King night. Every day what it is. You feel me? He get 1,000 calls a day, 1,000 text messages a day. Yo, he want to have a Wild King night every now and then. Like, I don't understand how is that so wrong to people. Like, regardless of the freaky shit he was doing, yo. The man, after putting that type of work in, he might have deserved a Wild King night. Fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Diddy deserve Wild. My next live gonna be Diddy deserve Wild King nights. You feel me? Like, yo, for real though. That man putting in all them hours, man, building billion-dollar corporations. Man, get that man a Wild King night 3 times a week. Shit. I don't think nothing wrong with that. That shit ain't no motherfucking sex trafficking. Yeah.
Brendon Paul, did Puffy do any hotel nights with any of his other girlfriends? No, only with Jane Doe.
See? I told you.
Brian Steele.
What I tell y'all. I've been right again. What I tell y'all. He didn't freak off with Young Miami, man. Diddy had a stable of females. You know what I mean? He had his, you know, he might have had like a starting 5. You understand what I'm saying? He had this girl for this girl for that, this girl for this. This is my freak off girl. And everybody knew their role. That's not sex trafficking, man. Everybody knew their role. Jane Doe knew what her role in Diddy life was. She just wanted more. But it wasn't no more. The man, before he could do too much else, you freaking off 3 times a day. You dealing with 5 different girls. You run $1 billion corporations. That's all he had left. All he could give her was freak off. Take it or leave it. You understand? And they took it. Because they wanted the lifestyle. They wanted to fly private. They wanted 5-star hotels. That's not sex trafficking, y'all. That's bogus. See, I be joking, yo, but I'm dead, y'all. I always gotta tell people because it be new people. I'm joking, but I be dead serious, though, man. I'm not playing at all.
Steele right here. Killed it. Killed it. Snatched victory from the prosecution. Brian Steele. You talk to Jane Doe a lot, right? True? Brendon Paul. True. Brian Steele to Brendon Paul. Brendon Paul. In the 18 months, in all the times that you talked to Jane Doe, did she ever seem hesitant to do a hotel night? Brendon Paul. No. Brendon Paul. Did Jane Doe ever appear apprehensive to do a hotel night? No.
Y'all see the live from last night with Cassie. Cassie wasn't just fucking off with Diddy. Cassie was out here selling cat.
To do a hotel night?
All
No.
over the place.
Brendon Paul, in your view of dealing with Jane Doe, because you spoke to Jane
Exactly,
Doe a lot, right, Brendon Paul? Yes. Almost every
B-boys.
time they did a hotel night.
Exactly. But that's what they trying to do, y'all. That's why it's imperative for Diddy to beat this case. Because if it don't, it's going to set a precedent. This is what these people do, man. This is what they do. If Diddy get found guilty for this bullshit, it's going to start a precedent. And I don't think people want that. Because they're only attacking black people. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the feds work. That's how they operate. Yeah, it's going to be some other people that fall in the mix. But for the most part, they're going to be attacking black fucking men.
Was there ever a time, Brendon,
You got Siobhan, you got to see
that you
Cassie
saw
from
Jane
yesterday.
Doe and she seemed not to be a willing participant? Objection, judge, overruled. Brendon Paul. Jane Doe was a willing participant. I spoke with Jane Doe every time. Brendon Paul. This is Brian Steele. Brendon Paul. Combs Enterprise is not a criminal enterprise. True? Prosecution objection? Judge, overruled. No, I wouldn't think it would be. Brendon Paul, you would not work for a criminal, would you? Brendon Paul, no, not knowingly. Brendon Paul, you did not work for a criminal in working with Puffy. True? I never looked at it that way. Is a King Knight criminal? Brendon Paul? No. And there was a bunch of objections. See, every time Puffy's defense team establishes the fact that the freak off, the hotel night, the wild king night, whatever the hell you want to call it, is his personal time, they jump in and object and say this is business. It ain't business. Yo, this gonna kill you right here. This is your drug mule. Yo, send this to mainstream media. Send this to all the mainstream media that don't come down here. You just be in the back, running your mouth in your studio up in Midtown Manhattan. I ain't never seen none of y'all down here at the courthouse, and I'll be down here every day. This is your drug mule. This is your drug mule. Brian Steele, Brendon Paul. Brendon Paul, your case got dismissed, right? Yes. Brendon Paul, the cocaine that you got busted with on the plane on March 25th, 2024, you got that cocaine because you were cleaning up one of Puffy's hotel nights. True? True. Brendon Paul, Puffy didn't know you had that cocaine, right? True? True. Puffy didn't know. KK didn't know you had that cocaine on your person. True? True. KK didn't know. Brendon Paul, he said, I forgot I had it. It was so small.
Listen to this, y'all.
The amount of cocaine Brendon Paul got busted with on March 25th, 2024, that the feds charged him with and was going to send him to prison for was 0.7 of a gram of cocaine. 0.7 of a gram, not even a whole gram.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, this is egregious work, yo, that they did. Yo, but this is what they've been doing to black people. That's why I don't understand, as a black person in America, how the fuck do you still get these narratives from mainstream media and believe them? Yo, they have been tarnishing the image of black men, now black women, yo, for fucking eons. And niggas still believe them. Yo, the man got caught with a half a gram. Half a gram. That's it. The man said he never spent more than $500 to buy drugs for Diddy. And the world, mainstream media, called him a fucking drug mule. And niggas listened to it and believed it. And niggas pushed that same narrative. Niggas pushed the same line. But what about the drug mule? There ain't no motherfucking drug mule. Niggas, a mule? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all better stop believing this shit, man. Start following something real. See, the problem is, Diddy done garnered a lot of hate over the years. You know, so it's easy to go against him. But if you're looking at the bigger picture of what the federal government is doing, overreaching like they typically do, and typically get convictions, then you'll understand where I'm coming from with it. Can't keep letting the people overreach, man. They might reach one of your loved ones next time. They might reach somebody you care about. That shit crazy, yo. They told the world that man was a drug mule, man. On top of all the other lies. On top of the children lie. On top of the rape lies. Like all these motherfuckers was lies, yo, that got pushed through the media for months. For months. Slandered that man completely. See the difference between Diddy and a lot of these other guys? Diddy got the money to fight. Bill Cosby ain't really had the money, not Diddy money. Bill Cosby got money, but he don't got Diddy money. R. Kelly was broke. Diddy got the money to fight. That's why this case is looking like this. R. Kelly didn't have the money to fight. You understand what I'm saying? Bill Cosby got railroaded by the Me Too movement. That movement was bigger than him. He couldn't fight it. Couldn't fight it. The movement was too big. But Diddy got the money. Diddy kicked out millions fighting this case. He ain't ready to lose. And if he do lose, he ain't getting no life. He might get a year, 3 years. You know what I mean? Something more suitable. But to sit there and call this man a drug mule when he ain't never sold an ounce, like, yo, that was egregious work, y'all. But I gotta get ready to go to work. I'm already at work, but I gotta do this talk. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We're going live tonight because we gotta listen to Sister Towers and how she tried to spin the narrative. We're gonna trip off of that shit. Big Bro TV, what it is. Well, you just proved Predator isn't sci-fi. I don't know, whatever. But yo, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share the live. You know, could be we one of the ones keeping it real since the beginning. Go back to some of the old lives. If people think I'm bullshitting, go back to some of the old lives we did talk about Diddy. And you can be like, God damn, yo,
Head
really?
south toward Hillville Lane.
You can be like, damn, yo, really been saying that shit for the longest time. Man, she out of control, man. Cause she mainstream. She mainstream. That's why she on Nancy Grace every week. Why ain't nobody else been on Nancy Grace? How they just picked her out everybody? She ain't the best. Sean G the best reporting it. Why he ain't been up that motherfucker? Why he ain't been on CNN? She been mainstream the whole fucking time, yo. I can't believe people don't notice that yet. Can't believe people don't notice that yet, man. But I ain't the one that's alright. If you don't want to see it, then continue being blind. I told y'all mainstream media is taking over YouTube. You see you got rappers coming on the YouTube daily, starting podcasts. They trying to force the independent voice out. That's the game plan. That's been a game plan for a while. We gotta force the independent voices out. We gotta put our people in, and that's what they've been doing. And that's what I've been trying to explain to y'all for I don't know how long now. Some people say it. What's up, Sharice? Some people say it, some people don't. Yeah, it's a couple people. I just don't. I don't think nobody has been on this. Yo, this case is bogus since the beginning, like me. I see a lot of people getting on it now, but like I said, you can go back to the second video, third video. We went on last night live. I was showing y'all videos I did in October when I told y'all, yo, this case is garbage. This shit phony. This ain't what you think it is. We've been doing this shit for months now, man. It's nice to see the world catching on, but it's still a lot of people living in fairyland. Like, they're not even looking at the evidence. They just don't like Diddy. They just don't like Diddy. So they excluding the evidence because they got personal feelings. Their personal feelings is involved. They was told that it was children. Hold on. Yeah, they was told it was children involved. The easiest way to get the people against another person is mention children. Mention rape. That's the easiest thing that you mention children or you mention rape. Oh my God. They ain't gotta say nothing else. And they know that. They know that. It's hard for people to get past that. Even if the evidence don't speak to it. Because nobody likes those people. You know what I mean? Those people can't survive nowhere. So if I can convince the world that Diddy was out here raping women, raping children, yo, then I win. At least that's what they thought. I just think they didn't think that the independent people still got a voice. Regardless if we ain't got the biggest voice, we still getting thousands of people. And that thousands of people are still telling thousands of people. So, like I said, right now it's a fight for the narrative, man. And people gotta choose a side, man. Like, for real. Let's see if you gonna fuck with the real, or you gonna fuck with mainstream, and the people that's portraying like they independent, but they really mainstream, and you just gonna keep being manipulated. It's not about me like I did it. Hold on. Oh, my bad. I was saying that
Turn
people.
right onto US 19 North.
Hold on. Hey, yo, nigga, fuck my shit up.
Continue on US 19 North for 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, I was saying that people think views equate to good content. And y'all know I don't even like using that content word, but for the conversation purposes, I'm gonna use it. People think because this person got views that this is where you go at for truth, and that is 100% false. It's not real. A lot of them views don't even be real. They been manipulated. They manipulate the people into believing that this is the person to go to. Meanwhile, that person ain't pushing no lines. So we need to be pushing a line on this bitch. You know what I mean? If we ain't pushing the line, what the fuck is we doing? We need to be challenging everything. You don't never go mainstream media narrative. Ever. Much as they've been lying over the years. You don't never go with that narrative, man. You always gotta do your own research. And see what separated us from a lot of these other channels is, and I ain't talking about me, I'm talking about us, the ones that watch daily. Yo, we read the paperwork. All of it. Like, that's why I read all the paperwork. That's why I don't paraphrase videos. I mean, I read the paperwork so people can see for themselves what this saying, what's going on. It was documents filed. It was documents filed saying that Cassie enjoyed the freak offs. It was documented months ago, January. So now when you hear that she enjoyed the freak offs, it's not surprising for us, but for the people that didn't cover it, see, the problem is the mainstream media didn't cover everything. They only covered what made Diddy look bad. They didn't cover the whole story. So people only got one half of the story. And that's the prosecution. And we all know prosecutors lie. So why the fuck would you cover that half of the story? Like, who covers the prosecution side of events? Them motherfuckers been lying. All they do is lie. They lie to get indictments. They falsify evidence. They coerce witnesses. This is what prosecutors do for a living. You don't never listen to that shit and think you're getting the truth. Them motherfuckers lying. So anybody that's pushing the prosecution narrative is fucking lying. Or they just don't know law and they need to start speaking on it. It's either one or the other. They don't know how this shit works. They need to start speaking on it. And then you got somebody like Tisa Tell. She not even an American black woman. So she don't give a fuck what line she pushing on black people because she ain't one of us. And people still don't even understand that concept. What you mean? It's obvious what I mean. All you gotta do is watch a video. She don't give a fuck what slander she put on a black man because she don't got connections to black men. Not black American men. I think she might like white boys for real. Tell her to show a picture of her boyfriend or whoever she fuck with. I guarantee he ain't no black American. I can bet you that. What's up, Rob? Yeah, she getting paid good to lie. That was her role. That's what she came to do. She acting like this. She acting like by mistake. Oh, Nancy Grace, I'm on here. Come on, man. You was lying in with them people since the beginning. Don't sit there and play. That's what I'm saying, y'all. They play the ignorant game. You know? They think everybody's stupid. So they play that game with people. Oh, you know, this is independent. I'm doing it all myself. Fuck no. I don't watch that girl do 5 videos a day. You can't do no 5 videos by yourself a day. You ain't that much time in the day. Fuck, you ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't no fucking way in the world you doing 5 videos a day. Ain't no way. And you going live. You had a whole team since the very beginning. Can't do 5 videos a day, man. Not by yourself. Not with 2 people. You're going to need somebody to make the thumbnail. You're going to need somebody to edit. You're going to need somebody to upload it. Take a lot of time out of the day. And ain't nobody doing all that work for free. So how the fuck is you paying them if you just starting out? But it is what it is for real. I just be trying to give people a real perspective of what's going on and why. So people can know it when they see it. I ain't saying don't watch it. You can watch it because I ain't gonna lie, she entertaining. A lot of them entertaining. But just know you're not getting truth there. And man, that's my whole focus. Just know you're not getting truth there. That's not what you're getting. You shouldn't be watching that for truth. If you want to just get a story told, if you're interested in stories, you want to just be told a story, then that's where you go. But don't think you're getting the truth. Fuck no, you ain't never gonna get that. We gonna play it tonight though, so I can show y'all the difference. It's like how is everybody in the courtroom and some people's narratives are so different than others. Like we in the same courtroom, listen to the same evidence. How are you coming back with this? Like it shouldn't be that much of a gap in between the narratives. Like how am I all the way over here and you all the way over there, but we listen to the same evidence? Something ain't right. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. For the first couple of weeks of the trial, they didn't even give people the defense side. Like you would have thought it wasn't no defense. People would do a whole hour segment on the prosecution and do 20 minutes on the defense. 10 minutes, 15 minutes on the defense. What the fuck? So the defense ain't had no questions? So you mean to tell me they've been in court since from 8 or 9 to 5 or 3 and the defense only had 3 questions? 4 questions? Ain't no fucking way. You just gave us a whole rundown of the prosecution and told us the defense asked 3 questions. Man, something ain't right. Y'all lying. Y'all pushing the agenda. Yeah, what the fuck? Y'all trolls be saying the wildest shit. But we gonna go live tonight. I ain't even really got a chance to get online to see what the fuck going on. But we gonna dive into it. But make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. It's another day of Keep It G News, and I'm out.